and he's down in Miami. And you're right, between Don Jr., Karen Pence, Vice President Pence, they are making the rounds. But I love,
that's right.
Did you see him dancing in Pennsylvania?
So good. So good. Absolutely right.
They had the YMCA song on there, and he's dancing.
Yep.
I'm like, I want that medicine. I don't care if I have COVID or not. I want that medicine. Whatever that man's taking, I want it.
I know. He is just incredible. His energy is limitless. And, he made COVID look like a hangnail by how he handled it. And, he put himself out there, Annie, with the medications that are, being tried out. He said, I'm gonna walk the talk here. If I'm suggesting this is a good idea, I'm going to prove to you that it is. I'm going to take it myself. And what are we learning now? That therapeutics really is the solution to this coronavirus, which as the CDCs continue to roll back and fidge with the numbers, they're now showing us and proving us it's been we've had less of an impact than the flu. It's more like a common cold, which, Annie, when you look at the back of a Lysol can for the last many, many, many years, coronavirus has been addressed by Lysol as something that it kills when you spray it on contact. So coronaviruses are the common cold virus. It's just this particular one had been manipulated in the Wuhan lab and elsewhere, as we're starting to learn. And I guess you just can't hide from the facts. Truth always has a funny way of coming out, just like we're seeing with these Moab month of Biden bombshells exploding all around that Biden crime family. It's extraordinary. Now you know why they were so desperate to push all this narrative about Trump-Russia collusion and the Ukraine hoax and then impeachment and then COVID. They had to have distraction after distraction because they're covering up the Biden crime family spree, which has been, as Judge Janine said on my show last week, vacuuming up billions of dollars around the world. So it's all coming out now. Thank you to all the anons and heavy researchers and the true journalists that are carrying the water to get the truth out.
Which is a key word, journalists. When we look at the mainstream media, that's not journalism anymore. That's propaganda. That they are literally siding with a political party, being the Democrat Party, and covering this stuff up. But, I love the fact that, yes, the truth does always have a way to come forward and rise to the top. And I love that because there's so much, not just fake news, but fake people,
That's right.
And
that's right.
And they exist in more jeepers, across the land. And they push their narratives to try and make themselves, significant or relevant in some way, form, or shape of another. But at the end of the day, God is watching, is what I always say. God's watching.
So true.
The truth shall prevail. The truth shall prevail. Well,
that's right.
It is an exciting time here in Marion County as we have our beloved president in Ocala. I was in Sanford, Florida, and part of the White House press pool with media credentials, and it was just amazing. And, I've seen, my God, I've been to, more rallies and things that I could ever want to remember, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you that it was extraordinarily different. And the reason why it was extraordinarily different is because when you see that plane, and it's massive, of course, but what they did is they taxied in and then they circled around the crowd at one side. They went then behind the big flags and everything behind the stage, and then they came out on the other side. And that, it's always intrigued me. 50 tons of metal soaring through the air. Wow. I mean, that within itself is pretty extraordinary. But they turned that plane around on a dime in the same position. Turned the crowd went insane. The roaring and the, oh my jeepers, to see something like that. So, we have the opportunity to, be close and up front to see these things. And, of course, that particular day in Sanford was the day that President Trump was able to announce that he is negative.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
For COVID, and I kid you not, I really, I cannot say enough about, what was meant for evil, God has turned for good, because this was absolutely manipulated in I call it the Wuhan warehouse. But when these folks did what they did, whether they intended for it to get out, whether it was deliberate or not, look, God's the judge. I can't judge, but the truth shall always prevail and will come out. But what was meant for evil, God has turned into good, and He's still using President Trump for him to be able to take that medicine and now claim to the world, because he's on a world stage whenever he's on stage, and he said, and I'm going to make this available for free for everybody in this country. That's just astonishing.
It really is astonishing, but we're seeing so much. The news is a fire hose right now, Annie. It's all you can do to hang on and keep up and just digest what's coming at the American people. And we knew that the truth was always going to come out. We knew when the Mueller investigation began 4 years ago that this was 3 years ago, this was a complete and total joke. Right? We knew that was a total joke, and we also knew that eventually the Mueller investigation would fully exonerate the president, because there was nothing to find. And everything they were doing was nothing but a massive projection campaign of their own crimes. Look at the amount of money that was paid to the Biden crime family from Russia, from Ukraine. And now what we're hearing about is the sordid details that the Chinese, while they were paying the Bidens handsomely, and Hunter was the happy recipient of all the money. And according to his text messages uncovered on his several laptops he dropped off for computer repair, the numbskull brain never considered that somebody might read what's on there. He was probably stoned off, on crack at the time.
Yeah.
But or maybe he spilled his crack pipes on his laptops, and that's why he dropped it off. Who knows? But, that soul has exposed the entire family, as he's the gentleman who was on the take, taking all the money and paying out pops, as he called him, which is Joe Biden. He had to pay the godfather of the family half of everything he took in, and the rest of the money was used to support the rest of the Biden crime family. I am wondering, where is the rest of the Biden crime family today? Are they out campaigning like Don Jr., like Eric, like Laura, like the Vice President Pence and Karen? Are they out? I don't even see. They're in the base. They have to be. They've got to be in a bomb shelter somewhere, hiding from these truth bombs that keep dropping, because it's just explosive news. And you see how bad it is when Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube are deleting accounts and crashing the system because they just can't stop what's coming. They built this Silicon Valley free speech platform, so to speak, and it's anything but free speech. It's nothing but the Silicon Valley speech cartel, which has been wielding censorship as the only way to stop what's coming, but it's too late now. Too many people have made, secondary and tertiary platforms where you can go to their websites to get the news, and you don't have to be bothered with the fake news and the censorship being held out. And, of course, President Trump is talking about how he's going to go after them by repealing that Section 230 of the Communication Decency Act, which was installed by Bill Clinton's presidency to allow these platforms to hide behind and have immunity from censorship. And the Supreme Court, Annie, and the courts themselves, until Clarence Thomas just the other day, have never correctly interpreted the Communications Decency Act, Section 230. Clarence Thomas wrote a dissenting opinion just a couple of days ago, and we had a gentleman on, Jason Fick, report on this and interpret what he meant. And he said, you know what, the Communications Decency Act has been bastardized, essentially, and now we're going to use it properly, which will stop the nonsense. So there's just so much breaking, and it's awesome.
And the word stop is key at this moment, young lady, because I have to take a sponsor commercial break here for just a minute. Y'all hang in there. We've got more great news. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. And I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Right now, MyPillow has a special offer for you. 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. Each pillow is made in the USA and is machine washable and dryable. Call 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code Annie to get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. That's 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com, promo code Annie.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Promo code Annie.
We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine today with a high of 84 to 90. Partly cloudy tonight, low 71 to 75. Then Saturday will be mostly sunny. Nice day with a high of 84 to 86. Look for a blend of sun and clouds on Sunday with a couple of showers in the area and a high of 84 to 86. Widely scattered thunderstorms Monday, high 86 to 88. And a thunderstorm in spots Tuesday afternoon. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
WOCA. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA. Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Watch hour. My name is Annie Marie Delgado. I'm with my co-host Ann Vandersfield from Steel Truth. I love that. SteelTruth.com, folks. When you want to know the real facts, you're going to get them. So, Ann, we were talking about Twitter.
Oh, yeah, it was hysterical yesterday. So, you know, the big rave was that Twitter crashed and burned, and it did. Nobody could post. Everything was getting, sent to drafts. And I've been the victim of censorship. They took my account down over a year ago, and I built it back up again slowly but surely. But, thanks to good people that want to get real news. And it was very interesting to see how, Jack Dorsey is absolutely going to fall on the sword. He's like the violin players. Remember the movie The Titanic when the violin players were on the Lido deck just going ahead and playing as the ship is sinking? He is just playing that violin as loud as he can. It's not a harp, and he doesn't have wings on him. There's a pitchfork next to that guy, and stick a fork in him because he's done. He's going down with the ship. They all are. Their agenda is never more clear and it's fully on display for the American public, for the world to see just how in bed these people are with the mainstream media, the coordinated effort to continue to carry water for the DNC and the Biden family to make sure that Trump's not reelected. But it's too late. I mean, I can't even believe they're still playing, Annie, because you look around the country, I don't care what the fake polls say, drive anywhere, and all you see is Trump signs for the most part, and Trump rallies just spontaneously erupting all over the place. Every street corner, people are sign waving. It's just incredible. The enthusiasm is infectious. And look at the reports that are coming out from independents right now. Independents are breaking hard for President Trump. It's so obvious what's going down, but let the social media companies burn, I say, because good American patriots and entrepreneurs are already building other platforms that are going to be far more potent and effective in the end. So again, American patriots win.
Absolutely. And I just was I was reading the update, which I follow this as to I'm talking about the employees for Twitter, the employees for Facebook and Google, and the astronomical amount of money that they have donated to the Democrat Party and Democrat candidates. It's just like no comparison. And of course, you always, because that's how I do I roll, which is I just follow the money. That will show you who owns them, who owns these people, and that goes for both sides, quite frankly.
That's right.
Not only that, but these tech companies, oh my God, it's like 90% of their money all goes to the Democrats, and they have their employees personally donating and funding this. And what makes me think about that, Ann, when I look at those numbers, right? Mm-hmm. And I think about one would think, how in the world are we still winning? Republicans still winning when we're being outdone by the tech companies and the billions of dollars they're putting in, and Soros and the likes of billions of dollars that they're putting in, and yet we the people are still winning, because you know what? They can pull all the money, their dirty money, into the DNC and all of their candidates, but they could never win the heart of real America, and that is what's winning right now. We, the people,
That's right.
Real America is winning.
That's right. And speaking of winning, one of the things that President Trump is, I think, besides being remembered for the president who prayed the most, and that's what he told Pastor Paula White, and she conveyed that to me in an interview several months ago, but he's also going to be remembered most definitely for the work he's done in the judicial system, cleaning up and filling all the vacant spots with down-the-line, true constitutional, conservative, originalist judges around the country, but most notably in the Supreme Court. We don't have to stack the court with far right-leaning judges. What we're doing is we're replacing those, rightfully so, as the Constitution requires the president to fill empty seats, not pack courts with additional Supreme Court justices, which are outside and above the USC statute for a 9-court panel, but it's a 9-justice panel. But it's just fill vacant seats. And the hearings that we watched this past week with Judge Amy Coney Barrett's Supreme Court confirmation hearing, has, I mean, what a disgusting display of liberal. There's words that come to my mind that I just can't say over the air. But let's just be clear. These people have an agenda, and they're trying to stuff words in her mouth, asking if she's ever had any sort of sexual inappropriate behavior. Are you kidding me?
No.
Let's just look. Why aren't we not judging her by her work?
And didn't they ask her at one point in time if she ever raped anybody?
That's
it was
right.
Just insane.
That's
How
exactly
could
right.
these people literally sit there?
Projection. It's called projection.
Oh, it's sick. It's so sick. It is projection. That's the sociopaths. I speak of the sociopaths constantly.
Mm-hmm.
People that have been there, they don't even remember how long they've been there. I mean, for God's sake, we all know, sadly enough, Biden doesn't even remember what seat he's running for anymore. He's still saying he's running for the Senate. Wow. Okay, then. But these people, how do you sleep at night? I mean, they are indeed, in my humble opinion, Satan's children. Only Satan could people, these people are just, how could you dare ask a woman like this, have you ever raped anyone or have sexual behaviors that, I mean, this is what they do. So you're right. The word is projecting. They're projecting because that's who they are. And people that
that's right.
point and say, that person's doing this and that person's doing that, whatever. All you have to do is take their hand, twist their little wrist, and point that finger right back to them, and now you have your answer. Because it's them
That's right.
doing it.
So last night we had dueling town halls, right? We had President Trump on NBC, Savannah Guthrie. Seriously, how does she even still have a job? That was such a pathetic attempt to hold a town hall meeting by Savannah Guthrie. But I give kudos and a big shout out, and Joe Flynn even tweeted it out. It went viral about the black lady that was sitting behind President Trump, and she was nodding in agreement with him. I'm sure that drove the producers at NBC, Nothing But Communism News, absolutely out of their minds to have that happening behind them. So good.
Arms in the air. She was great.
Oh, she was fantastic. So, you look at that, and then you compare to what, Joe Biden said in his town hall meeting, where he was saying he was, not going to explain whether or not he intended to add more justices to the Supreme Court or not until after the election. Are you kidding me? We don't get to know what your position is. Is this like Nancy Pelosi? You have to vote and pass Obamacare and find out what's in it after you pass it? Are you out of? Why would I vote for somebody that's not going to tell me their platform and their position?
The American people don't deserve to know. He's out of his mouth. They don't deserve to know that now. Really?
I mean, the hubris of these people. And then you couple this with how many stories have we seen now around the country where we're seeing undelivered absentee ballots found discarded in dumpsters, military ballots, all voting for President Trump, thrown out in the trash. Ballots now, I had a ballot sent to me yesterday from California where they didn't even have the president's name on it for a mail-in ballot. I mean, it was completely eliminated off the ballot. These people are insane, and they expect the American people to just accept this. We're supposed to accept this. We're supposed to accept full-on coordinated voter fraud. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to go down. This is going to be, I don't know, Annie, do you think this is going to be a highly contested election on election night? Are we going to know who won, or are we going to see it in the Electoral College? How is this going to go down from your vantage point?
We will. We will know. You know why? Because the American people, we the people, are not. They're not blind. They're not stupid. They see exactly what's going on. Now, the mainstream media, the Democrat Party, and certainly Joe Biden, by saying the American people don't even deserve to know what he's thinking or what he's going to do. But we do know, because actions speak louder than words. And these people's actions, you know how many, I can't even tell you, Ann, my phone, all lines are off the hook with people getting, 10, 12 ballots at their home, and people that don't live there. All these kinds of things. But what we are doing, you're seeing lines around multiple states. And those early voting lines in person, trust me, they're not Democrats. They're not Democrats, because the Democrats wanted to do, and they figured that they will steal this election by doing vote by mail.
Mm-hmm.
So that they can
crash
your vote. So they can take your vote and throw it, have the mailman go and drive up to a dumpster and dump them. As we have seen video footage of this time after time. So see, all those lines, those are we the people. Those are the people that are being super voters and super VIP voters, I call them. Super VIP voters. Be a super VIP voter and vote in person. Vote in person. So important. It's so very important. That's the one way that we certainly do save this nation, because we are fighting for the soul of this nation. So I'm going to go to a commercial break right now, my dear girl, and we'll be right back. So, folks, hang in there. We're going to give you some updates on Callaway Airport.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
President Trump and Joe Biden both held town halls Thursday, the president holding one in Miami. Meanwhile, former Vice President Joe Biden in Philadelphia talking about court packing.
I have not been a fan of court packing, because I think it just generates what will happen. Whoever wins, it just keeps moving in a way that is inconsistent with what is going to be manageable.
So you're still not a fan?
Well, I'm not a fan. I then say it depends on how this turns out. Not how he wins, but how it's handled.
That audio, courtesy of ABC. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says Republicans have the votes to confirm Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett later this month. The Kentucky Republican saying she'll come out of committee next Thursday and will go to the floor for a vote on the 23rd. And stay until we finish. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Facebook recently announced an update to Instagram DMs by introducing a new messenger experience in the app. More than 1 billion people already use Messenger. They are bringing some of the best Messenger features to Instagram.
I'm Adam Mosseri. I'm the head of Instagram. I'm excited to talk to you today about some of the new messaging features we've got coming out. One of the features I'm most excited about is the fact that people are going to be able to message across apps. So you're going to be able to message your friends on Facebook from Instagram and vice versa. Now, this isn't going to change who you can message or who you can message you. You're still in complete control of both of those things. In fact, we've even built some new controls that are more granular that allow you to decide who exactly can message you, but you'll be able to manage your messages from one app should you so choose. And we think that's critically important, and we also think it's critically important that people have control over their experience.
For more information, please visit the Facebook newsroom at about.fb.com/news.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
WOCA.
The NFL alumni is sponsoring a Clay for Kids sporting event to benefit Champions for Champions. The event will take place at the Robinson Ranch in Inglis, Florida on Saturday, October 24th. Call 866-996-2182 for details. The NFL alumni will provide gift bags, breakfast, lunch, and prizes. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Clay for Kids. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Hosted by the NFL alumni.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow. And like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat. I would flip-flop all night long. I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed. It's about how much of that quality sleep we get. And I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Right now, MyPillow has a special offer for you. 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. Each pillow is made in the USA and is machine washable and dryable. Call 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code Annie to get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. That's 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com, promo code Annie.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Promo code Annie.
We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine today with a high of 84 to 90. Partly cloudy tonight, low 71 to 75. Then Saturday will be mostly sunny. Nice day with a high of 84 to 86. Look for a blend of sun and clouds on Sunday with a couple of showers in the area and a high of 84 to 86. Widely scattered thunderstorms Monday, high 86 to 88. And a thunderstorm in spots Tuesday afternoon. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. WOCA. Ocala. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
And welcome back to the Conservative Watch Hour on this MAGA Friday. My name is Annie Marie Delgado. I'm here with my co-host Ann Vandersteel of SteelTooth.com. And Steel Tooth is what it's about, isn't it, Ann? We've got some about our Bidens, don't we?
Gosh, the Moabs keep dropping all around the Biden crime family, and Rudy Giuliani, by the way, did a great job of summarizing this. He's been teasing this for the last couple of years about how corrupt the Biden family is, and now we are learning in their own words on text messages and emails, not just a couple emails, thousands and thousands of emails, where it's very clear that the Biden family were working and getting paid handsomely by governments and companies around the world, profiting $4.5 billion, and a lot of that stolen taxpayer money from us. It's just unbelievable. And of course, the Biden presidential campaign on Wednesday dismissed any of this explosive story about how the Hunter Biden emails purportedly coming from Hunter's laptop, appearing to show that Hunter was making introductions between his powerful father, Joe Biden, and Ukrainian energy firm, which we all know is Burisma. And these trove of emails being obtained from Hunter's laptop and revealed by, of course, Donald Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, showing Hunter making a concerted effort to introduce his father to an advisor at the Ukrainian gas firm before then Vice President Biden lobbied for firing a prosecutor who was investigating that very same company. Why? Because his son was getting paid very handsomely by that very same company. And, of course, the Burisma advisor thanking Hunter Biden for the opportunity to meet his father, Joe Biden. Don't we remember Joe Biden? There was a commercial that went out. That's the reason Twitter and Facebook melted down yesterday, because they were trying to cover that commercial up, which had Joe Biden on like 10 occasions saying he knew nothing about Hunter's business dealings. Meanwhile, there's emails and text messages thanking Hunter for making the introduction to Joe Biden. Are you kidding me? How are these people going to hide from this stuff? How are they going to hide? How is America going to elect a known liar like this? So here we go.
There's not enough basements in this country to hide these people.
Yeah.
Talk about hiding Biden's hiding in the basement. Well, there are not enough basements. What's coming down?
You know, are these like bomb shelters from all these Moabs that are dropping all and around the Biden crime family and the Biden campaign? It's just these bombs are colliding. There's so many of them, and we're going to really see just the crime spree that not only the Biden family has been involved in, but really the coordinated efforts of governments around the world to enrich themselves on the back of its citizens, not just here in this country, Annie. It's citizens around the world. And this is, look what they did to Ukraine. The Biden crime family installed a known Nazi, Poroshenko, to run that country so they could get done what they wanted to get done with Burisma and others. And the poor Ukrainians were terrified of a Nazi that was, you know, a known Nazi, Poroshenko. They were almost like, please, Vladimir Putin, come help us. We can't live like this. I mean, they were calling to Mother Russia for help. That's how bad it was back when Joe Biden had Poroshenko installed. So, you know, you just can't make this stuff up. And when we talk about world governments being involved in trafficking of weapons and using their diplomatic immunity status to move weapons and money that's laundered and trafficking people and drugs around the world so they could have power and enrich themselves, now you're starting to see just how evil the world government and the people of, quote, power have been. And so far, the American electorate has trusted the system, but now we understand we can't just trust our public servants. Government's too big. We have to dismantle and take down. And that's what President Trump is doing. Look at defunding the WHO and calling out the UN. I mean, you know, he's got more dismantling to do, clearly.
Indeed, he does, and it will get done. And because the more that we see, and believe me, a lot of this information has been known. It may not have been known to the general public, but I talk about this often, Ann, because, you know, for the most part, society just wasn't ready psychologically to accept this and realize just how bad it is.
Right.
It is so bad. And so you have to kind of spoon feed that to folks, because it's hard for them to wrap their heads around this. Well, now.
That's right.
Now, all eyes are open. All eyes are open.
All eyes are open, and, you know, we're starting to see more and more people that were, you know, dyed-in-the-wool Democrats that are saying, wait a minute, I can't vote for this guy. And, you know, Annie, let's be very clear here. Back in the day, Democrats and Republicans had subtle policy differences, right? And people were, on both sides of the aisle, good people. But we have become a society where we're now fully understanding that our government servants are not servants. We become the slaves through our taxes to enrich them and put them in the positions to write laws and create policies that enrich themselves. And just the Biden crime family is a strong example of that. Pelosi, Schumer, Maxine, look at them all.
And that infuriates me. And these people have the audacity to bring up Mr. Trump's taxes again. Excuse me? Your position that these people have been in for decades, which pays $174,000, but they're millionaires immediately. Now, of course, the ones that have been there for decades, they're, you know, billionaires to this point now. And Mr. Trump has donated his entire salary since he stepped foot in office, given it back. What have they ever done? What have they ever given back? Nothing. Or they have.
Nothing.
They are the ones that enrich themselves to a disgusting level, and so I think it's time that we certainly start asking for all of their tax returns, all of them, the ones you just mentioned, especially the Bidens, the Clintons, the Maxine Waters of the world. Oh, and how disgraceful is that woman that she entices the people to go out there and harm. If you see a Trump supporter, get them in restaurants, get them, and all that happened. If you remember when she said that, one of the very first people that was attacked was Sarah Sanders and her family in a restaurant. Remember that?
That's right. That's right.
And many others. And how many of our children, because they had a cap on, a red hat on, were attacked and thrown, hit and violated and beaten. And this has gone to a point where this is exactly how they think they can distract and create havoc. But Mr. Trump will have none of it, nor will we, the people.
Well, Andy, I have a question. Do you think that Joe Biden can even continue and press on in his quest as a candidate for the presidency of the United States, considering that there's bona fide evidence that he and his family were involved in global corruption, enriching themselves around the world at the expense of the American taxpayer? And frankly, it's crimes against humanity when you look at the involvement at the level of just the endless wars and the men and women in our military that were sent to war to say, look for Osama bin Laden in places where we now know he never was. And they allowed our men and women to be killed. Does that make Joe, part of the crimes against humanity? Does that keep him as an eligible candidate at this point?
In the Democrat Party, it's a badge of honor, sadly enough.
Right. That's right.
Sadly enough. They consider that a badge of honor, what he's done. Which, again, this country is not so half divided, half Democrat. No, there are more Democrats leaving the Democrat Party because they have a conscience and they have integrity and they have dignity and they have children and they have family and they have family that are men and women that died because of what Biden did.
Right.
And Obama did. And the Clintons did. And Nancy Pelosi and company did. So we're going to go to a quick break right now, my dear friend. We'll be right back, folks. You just hang in there for more exciting news.
WOCA.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. And I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
Right now, MyPillow has a special offer for you. 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. Each pillow is made in the USA and is machine washable and dryable. Call 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code Annie to get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price plus free shipping. That's 800-820-7056 or go to MyPillow.com, promo code Annie.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Promo code Annie.
We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine today with a high of 84 to 90. Partly cloudy tonight, low 71 to 75. Then Saturday will be mostly sunny. Nice day with a high of 84 to 86. Look for a blend of sun and clouds on Sunday with a couple of showers in the area and a high of 84 to 86. Widely scattered thunderstorms Monday, high 86 to 88. And a thunderstorm in spots Tuesday afternoon. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
when it really counts. Depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. WOCA. Ocala. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA. Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. WOCA. Ocala. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA. Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
And welcome back to the Conservative Watch Hour here. This is Annie Marie Delgado. My co-host Ann Vandersfield has got to get onto the road and take care of some very important business. You know, there's no time for the weary, and we're constantly doing investigative research work on a local, state, and national level. So we wish Ann a beautiful and safe and blessed weekend. I'm here with my production guy, Mr. Adam. Adam, you're my beau. You know how Rush Limbaugh has a beau? You're my beau.
Hey, Annie, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you, my dear. And so it's exciting times in Ocala right now. My phone's blowing up. Even though, yeah, they're texting me left and right. I'm like, I'm on air. And but it's exciting because, you know, there's certainly some good information we want to try and get out to our listening audience out there, because there are roads that are closed off, but I'll tell you, it's pretty cool to see the transformation of this airport, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really interesting. As we've been talking on it with AM Ocala Live, we mentioned just how in the last few days alone, them preparing everything with putting up the bleachers. As we flew yesterday, we got done in the evening. It was around, a little after 5, and as we were coming back through the ramp, they had already had the bleachers and the stands kind of set up. They even had the stage set up as well, and you could actually see the podium, which was pretty neat. So everything else that was built with that, they were just kind of getting everything else ready as it backed up towards where our old building was for the flight school. They had all the portalets there for the for the fans to basically use the bathroom there, which is good. So they had all that set up, and I don't really think there was much left for them to do except to tidy up some things to get the organization of where they wanted the ropes and the tents to flow inside when you were coming through the tents and everything else. But yeah, they got it going pretty good, and they did it so fast.
And I'll tell you, you know, my sweetie just mentioned to me a couple of minutes ago that he says, don't forget to talk about those C-130s. You know, him being a Navy man, you know, but and you, of course, and our beautiful WOCA family here, that to see that, and I've watched this, how they transform whatever the location may be, whether we're doing it at a stadium, whether we're doing it at an airport or an arena, whatever it may be, and how they come in and set this up faster than lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible just how much, like I said, goes into it. We've had it happen before where the president obviously has landed there, as it was about a year ago that he had come in for a rally that he had down in the Villages, and it was almost 4 years ago to the date, 2016, that we had him come in with his own airplane as he was campaigning. But it's neat to see how the transition went from when he was campaigning to then what it was last year with him bringing in everything. Now, if you remember last year, they had expected him the first week of August, so they had brought in everything prior to. C-17s come in, and they dropped off what they needed. The Ospreys did the same, but that's when we had, I think it was one of the tropical storms that had pushed things around a little bit schedule-wise. So they came back that end of the week, packed everything up, and then brought it back the next following month, which was last year, October. So we've got to see it up close and personal quite a few times now, and it's been fascinating.
It is truly indeed. It is fascinating because to see the expertise of these people and the swiftness that they do it with is pretty awesome. So I just want to talk about a couple things that folks should know out there. Certainly, there is handicap parking. I'm looking at a lot of my text questions that I'm receiving, 60th is closed unless you have a parking pass, like, for instance, media, which I will be leaving directly from our show here today, and I'll be live broadcasting out. I'm proud to announce that once again, the White House press pool has, the President's White House press pool has approved me and cleared me through their Secret Service. So I'll be out there doing that. Look forward to interviewing quite a few folks. We've got one that I'm looking forward to is Congressman Mike Waltz, which is the only Green Beret congressman that we have. We have a lot of wonderful veterans, but this man is pretty extraordinary in his own right, as they all are. And so we've got Danny Gaikwad, which is certainly one of our most prominent business owners. We have many business owners, the Rain family, and their folks are out there. There's many people I can't wait to get out there and see. But just take precautions, folks, to make sure that you keep yourself hydrated and be patient. They do have expedited entry, and they have shuttle buses that are taking you from the parking lot. So just be patient with one another. Keep it peaceful. See, because this is what we call a peaceful protest. As our wonderful president says, this is how we do it. This is a peaceful protest. And you're in for one heck of, if it's anything like what I just did in Sanford, it was amazing how they took that plane, which is just, it's so big, it's so huge, it's so beautiful. It gives you that chills up and down your body of pride, American pride. And they turned it on a dime. It was so impressive. So impressive. So we've got a lot of good folks out there volunteering, folks working hard. We want to give a good shout out to Marion County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Billy Woods and all the folks that are out there making this happen. And I can tell you that there's no one that can get out there and make that difference and make you feel proud to be an American than President Donald J. Trump. So we want you all to safely enjoy it and take it from there. But you know, there's a couple of little quick announcements I want to make before I'm down to the bottom of my half hour here. Is that we have the wonderful honor and pleasure of bringing in the folks through the area, and pretty soon here, so mark your calendar, October the 29th, we'll have Judge Janine Pirro right here in good old Ocala coming to visit us. We'll be announcing some more details very shortly here, and keep you up to breath, not only in Ocala, she'll be in the Villages, she'll be in Ocala, she's going to be in Vero Beach. We're doing the Florida tour. I've done this Florida tour with her when she first started in her first book in 2018, and it's going to be fun, folks, so get ready for that. What do you think? What do you think about that, Adam? Is she not Judge Janine? I mean, wow. She's just such a little powerhouse.
Yep. And now for everybody there, just to reiterate, now the gates open at 1, but the event does get started. It's right around 4 o'clock. Is that correct?
That is correct. So, like I said, that's why I want to make sure that now they will have water available as well. Be sure. I always say this for the gentlemen. Be sure, because many gentlemen that I know, you know, they may have a little pocket knife in their pocket and they forget it. If you not have anything like a pocket knife or tweezers or anything, you know, of any kind of weapon whatsoever, make sure that you leave that in your car and be safe, and you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. But yes, it does. Gates open at 1 o'clock. The president will speak at 4. And then after that, he will leave, and he will be speaking in Macon, Georgia tonight at 7 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And that's after he's finishing in Miami this morning.
Yeah. Wow. As some people had asked what his schedule was like after Ocala, we kind of assumed that hey, he's in his home state now in a sense that he would just be going back to Mar-a-Lago, but he's actually going to Georgia after this. Man.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's going to Macon, Georgia, and he'll do an event this evening. And Mar-a-Lago right now is really pretty much closed. He does that every summer. Mm-hmm. Spent many years there, and they sweep that place literally from head to toe, the entire mansion. All the drapes are down, everything gets dry cleaned, and it's just so meticulous and beautiful. And I look forward. We'll be going down there at the end of the month for the reopening for the season. And so we are going to have a election night watch party as well here in Ocala, which I'll be announcing along with all of the agenda for Judge Janine coming through for the book tour and speaking. She will be our keynote speaker. There's many folks that would like to be a part of it, and certainly if you would like to be a part of it as a sponsor, please reach out to me, Annie Marie Delgado, 561-779-3535. There is going to be a gold member opportunity, gold sponsor, I should say, opportunity for a one-on-one meeting with her. So please feel free to give me a call, and we'll give you the details on that. But we're going to have to wrap this up right now. We've given them some good information. Adam, God bless you. Thank you so very much, sir, for all that you do and making this possible for me to make this production successful.
Absolutely.
I bless you, and I wish you and everyone a beautiful weekend. God bless you all. Signing out from the Conservative Watch Hour. We'll see you at the airport.
Thanks, Annie.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio.